Hi. Yeah, the internet cut out. It just said unable to connect you, so I couldn't get back into the other one. I had to start all over again. So I was hoping you'd find me. I probably lost a few people along the way. And I still haven't found my needle. Yeah, I can't go back in the other channel. It wouldn't let me. It was just like unable to connect to. So now I've only got 6 people now. Hopefully they'll find me later. Because I don't know how to tell anybody I'm here. Help. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. No, I don't know what happened to my needle. Gone. I just hope I don't find it in some random place. You know. So I've got 9 people now. You did lose me, Tina. My internet cut out and I couldn't go back into the channel that I had before. Yep. So I hope everybody manages to find me. Because there was about 70 people in the... and now I've only got 9. Oh, dearie me. Yeah. So I've got a button and I've got a finished thing now and I've lost my needle, so hopefully I find it before I put it in my foot. Well, I've only got 9. No, there's still only 9. What happened, my internet cut out and it disconnected me from YouTube and it wouldn't let me go back in it. I just kept trying and it wouldn't go back, so I had to start all over again. How annoying. I don't know why my internet cut out. You used to do that a lot, and then it's telling me I've got all these videos now. What happened? My internet cut out. That's what happened, Jane. And it went thump, and everybody got cut off. And I waited and waited, and it wouldn't come back on, and it said I had to try again. So that meant I had to start a new channel. So now I've got 12 people now out of 70, so I don't know where the others have gone. They've probably fallen by the wayside. No, I still can't find my needle. It's very frustrating because it was only a little needle and I don't want to get it in little Gigi's feet or something like that tomorrow if I can't find it. You know. Very annoying when I lose a sewing needle. It's my own fault really because I've been waving that crocheting around. It might even be stuck in the crocheting. You know, hey Nathan, I got cut off. The internet went off. They'll be back once they realise I'm here now. If you can post a message, I don't know whether you can. Whether you can post a message. I couldn't. Yeah, it's a pain in the a bit higher up than the foot actually. Yeah. I've got my raisin and biscuit bar. Yoki. As the advert used to say, not for women. But they can't do that anymore. It's a sexist advert. Oh, it's a bit screwy. You're trying to be polite. Why is it hard for you? I'm only joking. Don't you remember that advert, Nathan? Not for women. No, it's because of the blooming my stupid internet cutting off when it did. When it came back live again, I couldn't go back into the chat. I tried to leave a message and it wouldn't let me post it. Yeah, I'm back. I got discombobulated by the internet. Okay, Jane. Yeah, I'm having chocolate, Nathan, and I know I shouldn't be. But it's my Saturday night. What the heck? How's Kika doing? Or Kiki, is it? It's nice of you to look after her for me, Nathan. When are you bringing her around? Is it a gift for me? Sulina lost one of her dogs. Yeah, I'm here, Heidi. I got cut off by my internet. Cut off in the prime. And I can't leave a message on the other one because it won't let me go back in it. I'm eating chocolate, which is bad for me. Yeah, Nathan's got a brand new dog that he's actually gifting to me. He's looking after it for me at the moment, aren't you, Nathan? He says, over my dead body. If you follow him on Facebook, he's got a lovely new puppy. It's a pug. And it's a sweet little thing. I think it's a pug. You toilet train. Oh, that's good of you. You toilet training her before you give it to me. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Nathan. That's good of you. Sue's more or less managed to train her too. She's a bulldog, right? I thought she didn't have the face of a pug, but she looked the right size for a pug. Was that your birthday present to yourself, or just an any time a present to yourself? If you go on his Facebook page, he's got lots and lots of lovely little pictures of her. Hi, Sarah. Oh, that's nice. Happy Mail. I don't get Happy Mail because I don't send any Happy Mail. Oh gosh, no, I could never afford a pedigree dog, Nathan. I'd have a gold plated for that price. That's good of her. You have a good sister. My friend's little pug down the road might be pregnant. She's with another dog who's a Chihuahua, and neither one of them had been neutered, so the owner thinks that the pug is pregnant, so we don't know yet. But if you have two unneutered dogs together, it's no surprise, is it, that one of them ends up pregnant. Yeah, that's what she said. If she's pregnant, it'll be chugs. And I thought, I mean, she may not be pregnant. It's just that she knew that a chihuahua got her. So, but whether she's pregnant is another matter, isn't it? Just because she got at um, doesn't mean to say she caught a puppy. Luckily, they're both small dogs, so we'll see. We shall see. She said she keeps looking at her, but her tummy doesn't look any bigger, so maybe she's not pregnant. Maybe she had a lucky escape. Because she was, going to take them to be um, spayed and hadn't got around to it. So if she's not pregnant, I think she'll still. Oh, that hawk! It was a pain, Sandra, and it was a blooming clover, soft touch, and it was like, oh, it was awful. It just had no slip and slide to it at all. Oh, you're back, Miguel. You found me again, did you? I got booted off my internet. Yeah, we've lost quite a few people. I've still only got 33 now. I've lost the other 40 somewhere along the line. I think it might have been the yarn, Sandra, because I tried with a wooden, a bamboo hook after I couldn't use the plasticky one, and that was still dragging. And yet now I'm doing the border on it. I'm back, on me. Which way am I going? I'm back on my Susan Bates, and these don't drag at all. These metal ones. I wish they made bigger sizes in metal. I know they'd be heavier to use, but I don't know why. I just can't get plastic needles not to drag with some yarns. I don't like using a big hook anyway. I'd be no good using that, really. Yeah, that phone guy that keeps ringing me up. Yeah, he finally cut it off. Yeah, he stopped ringing me now, actually. He wants you to bring up his children, Nancy. Hi, Angela. He said, "This is the lady who feeds me. My girlfriend's pregnant and she needs feeding too. She's feeding for her, don't know how many. There could be 3 or 4 in there. You never know." Hi, Cheryl. I was going to start some more crocheting, but it's getting late now. I don't think I'm going to bother anymore. Not this time of night, anyway. So, I'm fine. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm doing well today. It's been nice and warm, so my aches and pains have been minimal. I like the warm weather because I get a respite from all the pains in my knees and things, yeah. So I love the warmer weather for that reason alone. Yeah, you can never tell with cats how many are going to have, can you? Sometimes they have a couple, don't they? And sometimes they have about 8. Yeah. Do you think he's the daddy? Yeah. Maybe you should try and get them neutered if you can before they have any more. Before the little ones start having babies as well. Yeah. It's quickly how your little colony can grow, isn't it? If you're getting a little girls, yeah, in the little kittens. I mean, they can have kittens, can't they? About at least twice a year, I think, cats. No, my friend Jenny had trouble with her cat. She kept getting pregnant. And I think she was on her third pregnancy when they had her spayed, but luckily she wasn't far along and the vet agreed to spay her anyway. But she was only a kitten cat, you know. She got pregnant 3 times, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot easier to neuter the male than it is to neuter the females, you know. Anyway, you can't neuter until she's had her kittens, yeah. A Dickinson. Yeah, I know. My friend's cat had her first litter when she was like very young, and then she had the second litter, sort of just after they got rid of the kittens from the first litter. So when they took her to have her spayed, when her second litter grew up a little bit, they found out she was already pregnant again. But luckily, she'd only just got pregnant, so they did still spay her. Because my mate said she couldn't go through a third litter again. You know, she was just trying to catch her in between feeding the kittens and having a neuter before she got pregnant again. She said she'd just carried on. Because they couldn't keep her in. She was one of those, she kept nipping outside all the time. My friend used to call her a right tart. She's a slapper. Always getting pregnant. She still goes out apparently, but of course now she can't get pregnant. I had to have my male cat neutered in the end because he was always getting in fights. And the older he got, the worse he was coming off, yeah. That's male logic. So he's not doing it today. It's like me in my stash room. I said to my niece, will you put the clean laundry up in the basket on the landing for me because I can't carry it up. It's too heavy. She said, shall I put it in your bedroom? I said, no, just leave it on the landing. I thought, she goes in my bedroom, she'll find last week's laundry basket is still there. I haven't put it away. My cupboards are too full. I've got nowhere to put things. I need to do a cull. I need to go through and be a bit more brutal with my wardrobe. But I keep looking at things saying, oh, I like that. It still fits me. I love that. Yeah, well, I'm going to wear that again. I find it so difficult to get rid of clothes that still fit me. If they don't fit me, I've got no compunction. I'll just say, oh, it doesn't fit me anymore. It'll go. But when they do fit me, I'm like, no, I like that. I'm going to wear it again. Yeah. Just got rid of a big pile of shoes. My niece was doing some kind of a shoe thing at school. I think it was for the third world countries or whatever it was. So I got rid of a big pile of shoes with little heels and things. I can't wear them anymore. Can't wear them. Can only wear flat shoes. You don't. They'll wait tomorrow while it's raining or something, Jane. You know what men are like. Right, you off to bed, are you? Night night. Have a good sleep. I'm not going to be too late tonight either because I've got to get up for Gigi in the morning. Normally when I do a late video like this, I treat myself to a lie-in in the morning. Ooh. But Gigi's coming tomorrow. I don't know where they're off to. His parents. Off somewhere nice, probably. I don't ask. It feels like I'm being nosy. They just, oh, hi, Mary. I don't want them thinking I'm trying to pry into their private life by asking them where they're going. Sometimes they tell me, sometimes they don't. If they're going on holiday, I usually ask where they're going, just in case I've ever got to get hold of them. Oh, thank you. Your fringe is gone. It's only just cut it, and yet it's gone long again. Don't know why. It needs a cut already. My son's got a tropical fish tank. I can't really see the attraction in them. I know it's nice watching the fish flit about, but all right, Heidi. My interrupted live, you mean? And I still lost half the people, so my back is still itching. I don't know what that spider did to me, but oh, it's itchy. It's driving me nuts. Oh. Maybe it's got a label in the back of it, has it? Oh, your fish has got names. It has. It's got a label in the back of it. That's what's annoying me. I don't know why labels have to be sharp. Have you ever noticed sometimes they sew them in with that invisible thread and they're really, really sharp. Oh, that's a bit better. I hate cutting out the label because then it looks like you've got a cheap dress, doesn't it, and not a nice dress. When the label starts to irritate me. Yeah, but if you don't cut them out right, you can damage the stitching, you know, across the neck bit. Oh, that's my trick, Evie. I fall asleep all the time. I fall asleep when I'm watching TV. I mark everything that I want to watch, and then I'm busy watching it like that, and then I wake up and it's gone off. I have to pray that it comes on again, you know, as a repeat sometime. Yeah. I mean, I've got that BBC iPlayer thing, but it's on. Oh, it's on any of the other channels. I don't have that catch-up thing. If you have to pay for things, I don't have them. Cheapskate to pay enough for my Sky and stuff. No, this one's right in the middle of the back. You get full and fall asleep. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. That's why I try not to eat my snacks so soon, because when I eat my snacks, then I start going to sleep, especially chocolate. Chocolate makes me go to sleep. Yeah. I am tired. I am tired, Nathan. I don't know why. I've had enough sleep. But I've got the bags, the telltale bags under the eyes. Yeah, the Yorkie bar. The chocolate's nodded me off, yeah. My late friend next door, the one who passed away, she had a big pile of tropical fish. And they went away for the weekend and left them. And when she went through the front door, she said, I could smell like fish cooking. And the thermostat on the tank had gone bonkers while they were away and boiled these poor little fish. They were all floating on the top. They'd all been cooked. She was very upset about that. Thermostat went doolally. She never replaced them. She just stuck the tank in the garage. Yeah. She was so upset. Because she had quite a big collection of them. Yeah. It could have happened any time, though, when she was at work or anything. She was blaming herself because she went away for the weekend, but you know, she could have been at work, couldn't she, when it happened? You know, once the water starts boiling, the fish have gone, haven't they, anyway? It's no good whether you're there or you're not. If she'd have been there, she might have realised the fish were in distress, but she wasn't. Mm. Oh, yeah. I mean, it wasn't intentional, obviously. It was a temperature thermostat. Yeah, my son's got some fish. I don't know why, because where he has the tank, it's kind of like to the side of him, you know, the TV's in front of him. So these fish are like at the side of him. So he's not really looking at them or anything. So I never thought he was the kind to have fish. You know, he had a goldfish, of course, when he was a kid. Well, he had two goldfish, actually, because he won them at the fair. And I thought, they'll die, because they always do. They're always rubbish fish from the fair, aren't they? And no, they lived for absolutely ages. Yeah, my son's got catfish, but they're not the big ones. I always thought catfish were big. But they're not. I don't know where he buys his fish from, Nathan. Yeah, I don't know where he buys them. I know he pays a lot for them. You've been adulting all day. Ooh. As long as it's not adultering all day, Deborah. Yeah, I don't have any animals at the moment. I have Gigi part-time, but I don't actually own any pets, yeah. Are you sticking to crochet fish, are you? I've only ever seen catfish really on the TV. I've seen little catfish in my son's tank, but they're only little things, aren't they? I've never seen big catfish. They're ugly looking things, aren't they? Them feel things sticking out. He's got snails as well. They're the ones that clean the tank. Yeah. Why is it whenever I time somebody out, my chat stops? I've never eaten a catfish, so I don't know what they taste like. I don't know whether they're a bit like, I would imagine they're a bit like lobster. Yeah, don't know. Are they the same family? Yeah, my son has got catfish, but they're only tiny little things. Um, when my uncle kept fish, you know, he had a massive big one. Yeah. Oh, there's something odd going on with YouTube. I keep finding I'm sub to people I've never even heard of, and they don't do things that I like. You know, I even got sub to a gamer the other week, and I'm thinking, no, I don't want to be sub to a 13-year-old gamer. Yeah, some really weird ones. I've just unsubbed to about 3 this week that I never subbed to. Because they're not knitters or crocheters or anything like that. So I know for a fact I've never subbed to them. And yet, like Zoe was saying earlier, you know, you realise, oh, I've not seen any videos from such a body. And for ages, and then you go to find their video and you find that you're unsubscribed to them and you've never done that. Bullheads. Well, the only thing I ever caught in a rock pool was them little tiny little shrimpy things and little crabs. You know, the sort of shrimpy things that are like kind of see-through. They're really small things. I don't know what they are. Loads of little legs. That's the only thing I ever caught in a rock pool. Or baby crabs, you know, teeny weeny little crabs. I used to be there with my little net and my jam jar when I was a kid. Yeah, YouTube, they must suddenly think, oh, I'll subscribe to that. She seems interested in something or other. And I'm like, no. Since when have I been interested in woodwork or something? You know? I don't watch woodworking videos. Why would they suddenly say that? Yeah, jam jar with a string, yeah. And a little net. You don't see them anymore these days, do you? Kids don't have this sort of innocent things that we used to do that didn't cost money. I know, but what's to stop a lot of the parents going with them, Jeannie, you know? If my son wanted to go to the beach or something like that and do rock pooling, we went with him. A lot of, you know, mums and dads today are too busy glued to their phones and their iPhones and oh gosh, is that bad? I don't have that many likes, so I think I'm all right, yeah. I'm not in Crystal's league with her subs and stuff like that. It's subscribe you to The Simpsons. Oh, we know you want to watch them, really, Evie. Yeah, you're not supposed to take pebbles off the beach, are you? Or you're not supposed to take shells home. I used to love an app for crabbing. I never took the little sea creatures back because we were always on holiday and, you know, in a caravan or something because we never had money to stay anywhere posh like a hotel. So my mother used to always make me put them back in the sea or back in the rock pool before we left. So I never took any of the creatures home with me. I must admit, I did take some shells home. All right, Scott's last Kimberly. Somebody wants your help cooking. Woo. Yeah, we always put the livestock back in. There's no point taking them home. They always died anyway because you've got nothing to feed them on, have you? The only thing I kept alive kind of thing was frog spawn, you know, and then tadpoles, and then I had to get rid of them before they turned into frogs because they'd be jumping all over the place. He doesn't know how to make steamed rice. Oh, will you show him then? Yeah. Yeah, I used to like going tiddling and frog spawning and things like that. Come back with a big thing full of frog spawn, and my mother was like, oh no, we're going to have tadpoles and frogs everywhere. She used to go, when they got little legs and they started changing almost into frogs. She used to make me take them back. At least we stopped them being eaten by predators while they were in that stage, didn't we, when we brought them all home? I didn't bring back that many shells. I just used to bring a few selected ones that I really, really liked. Oh, I don't like adders or slow worms. No. I was outside all the time when I was a kid, unless it was absolutely pouring it down the rain. And even then, I used to open my dad's shed and sit in the shed out of the rain with the door open, sit and watch the rain through the shed. Yeah. Hi, Victoria. Yeah, I was determined to be outdoors. My house was very small, very cramped. You couldn't have friends in because it wasn't room. You know, we all had little houses, so you didn't go in and play in somebody's house because there was no room. Yeah. Oh, I've done that before today, making a tent. Yeah. We used to use the washing line and the sheets. Yeah. Oh, right, Victoria, we're out. It was simple fun back then, wasn't it? You know, you used to get an old sheet, didn't you? Get your mum to drop the washing line a bit so that you could put the sheet over it and put some bricks on the end of it. Make a tent. Because nobody had a proper tent in those days. Nobody was rich enough to have a tent. Like I say, I used to sit in my mum and dad's shed. I used to move the mop buckets and everything, you know, the brushes and that out the shed and sit in the shed when it was raining. Yeah, you make your own fun, don't you? We had a square table, a really old-fashioned kitchen table, and my mum had this massive chenille tablecloth, and it came down all over the sides. So I used to sit under that, saying I was like in my little in my little fort thing. I used to take my dolls inside it, you know. I was in my own little world because I thought nobody could see me because this chenille tablecloth came almost down to the floor. Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't have many toys. You made your own, didn't you? You know. All right, if your kitchen's clean, you can come and do mine then now. Mine's got washing up that needs doing. Yeah. Yeah, we used to do all sorts of strange things when we were kids. I was making Kelly laugh the other day when I was saying that when we had roller skates, nobody had any money. So if anybody had a pair of roller skates, you used to share one of them with a friend. So, you know, you'd just have one skate each. My dad used to put little nails, tacks in a wooden sewing bobbin, you know, and make me one of those like knitting dolly things, you know, where you make that long tube. My mum used to give me a bit of her old wool, and I used to be making these, and I was always going to make something, that French knit, I was always going to make something. And you never really made anything, did you? You just made this long, 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 long string. Yeah. I had a very happy childhood. We had no money, but we were fed. So we weren't poor in that respect. We'd no money, but we weren't poor because we always got fed and we always had clothes of some description. But my mum had this huge family. So clothes and toys and things used to get passed around. You know, like I I never knew there was girls' bikes because my cousins that were nearest to me in age were boys. So my bicycles always had a crossbar. And I never... Oh, when finally my mum and dad had enough money to take me to get a new bike, I kept looking at this bike saying, I don't want that, it's not right. And they kept saying, well, it's a girl's bike. And I'd never seen a girl's bike, you know, with the sloping, you know, things. I just thought it was weird. I thought something wrong with this bike. It's not got a crossbar. And the bloke in the shop was saying, no, it's a little girl's bike. It's a girl's bike. You've earned your peach and mango tea, have you? Yeah. Yeah, I had a hula hoop, yeah. And then we also used to make our own maypoles, you know. We used to get the hula hoop and wrap crepe paper all around it, and then, you know, have these strings. Anything we could find, a bit of ribbon, a bit of string, anything. And we used to dance around the maypole. Yeah. So you've always had eye problems, have you, Evie? I thought maybe you just got them in later life. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we used to share everything. You always took turns, didn't you? There was none of this selfishness that there is these days. You know, you shared your dolls, you shared your ball, you shared everything. Oh, that's sad. Well, I suppose you've always adapted to it, haven't you, really? My dad turned me into a little bit of a tomboy, I must admit, yeah. I never had that many to give away, Jeannie. I had cousins just a bit above me, and my mum was always kind of a stay-at-home mum, but she did work evening shift, or she'd work with knitting and things like that. But my two cousins, both of their mum and dad, worked in the cotton mills, and they had really good wages. So these two little girls used to get lovely clothes and things like that. So I was always really happy when I got hand-me-downs, because my mum never bought me pretty frocks. She only ever bought me plain, you know, or my aunt would make them out of Miss Muffet print, which was print with little tiny little things on them. She would make me my dresses. So getting these dresses from my cousin, and they had frills on them and flounces on them. How old was I when I met her parents at the first yarn shop? I would probably be 12 or 13, I think, yeah. Something like that, 12 or 13 when they got the first one. And it was very, very run down, and we were living above the premises, and it was really, really shabby, you know. I thought it was like going back in time. I hated living there, because even though we'd only had a little 2 up, 2 down house, it had a bathroom in it. And we moved into this place above the shop, and it had a bath, but it had a toilet outside, and I thought I was going back in time. It was like, wow, there's no toilet indoors. But it was a bigger house, and I had my own bedroom for the first time. So it was great that way, yeah. Except that my bedroom was outside. There was a bus stop. So if you left your curtains open a little bit, like while you were getting dressed or something, there was all the people on the bus were gazing in. You know, and I'd be shouting, Mum, Mum, they're looking at me. And she said, well, draw your curtains. I said, I can't see when I draw my curtains, because we're thick curtains. Can't see. And I don't want to put the light on. Anyway, they built a bathroom at the back, and they built a little bedroom at the back. So I moved in that one. I was the only bedroom that had a radiator. Yes. Thought it was the height of luxury. I'd always had a really freezing cold bedroom before. My mum laughed at me because I went and moved my bed and put it right next to this radiator. It was lovely and warm in the winter. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because I grew up most of my life without any heating, apart from a coal fire. You went in the kitchen, there was no heating there. You went in the bathroom everywhere, there was no heating. It's yeah, it'd be interesting to do that, Evie, to show people how you cope, with your lack of vision. Let's say it would be interesting. Yeah. No, all we had was a coal fire downstairs that heated the. They had what you call a back boiler. I don't know whether you know what that is. It's a boiler that's behind the fire. So unless you had a fire, you didn't have any hot water. So in the summer, you had to have a fire, whether you wanted one or you didn't want one, because otherwise you couldn't have a bath or anything like that. My mum had what they call a copper. It was like a great big boiler thing that I think you probably plugged it into the electric, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. It was so pretty, though, when you woke up in the morning and you opened the curtains and it was pretty little patterns, on the windows. And my dad used to warm a penny in his hands and put it on the window so as I could look out. No, I haven't watched her. I think it was, what was she called? She Prissy Sharing that used to talk about Sister Margaret Mary. Yeah, it was hot. They'd only light the fire just while they got the boiler warm. They used to wash up with. We had like a little gas heater, that used to just automatically warm the water to wash the dishes. Yeah. When I can remember when I was a little tiny child, we had the big black fireplace, and there was a fireplace, and next to it was like the oven that you could cook with the warmth of the fire. And I used to put my things in the oven to warm them up, so that when I got dressed, it wasn't so freezing cold. Yeah. Oh gosh, no. My dad used to towel dry my hair. It's a wonder I've got any any hair left, because he used to really rub it like that. Because they didn't want you to get cold, because when you went upstairs to bed, if you'd had your bath, they had to make sure your hair was dry, otherwise you could get, a cold or something, because it was so cold upstairs. They had to make sure you were fully dry. And now we had a little electric fire that, if it was really, really cold, that my mum would put on upstairs for a few minutes, like before I went to bed. But then I had to dash into bed. But it's funny how you accept it, don't you, when you're younger? You accept the fact that, well, nobody had central heating, so it wasn't like you were the only ones on the block that were freezing cold. You just had eiderdowns and sheets, and sheets made of flannelette, so they were lovely and warm. And nothing warmer than a big eiderdown. It was like the forerunner of a duvet. I'd have my sheets and my blankets and this eider down on top. Oh, it's got a bit chilly here. Oh yeah, it was definitely lino. There was no carpets anywhere. It was lino on the floor. It was freezing. Yeah, you put loads and loads of blankets and everything like that, yeah. No, people moan saying they're cold. I mean, I do, but then I'm an old bones. I've got old bones now, so I'm cold. But, you know, you could actually see your breath in the house, couldn't you? You know, it used to be so cold that you stand there as a kid going, because it was so cold in the house. Yeah, we didn't know any different, did we, Tina? Because it was just the way it was. It's not that you were poorer than anybody else. It's it just that was just life, yeah. You know, rich people had electric fires and things like that that they could just switch on. Didn't have to wait for um, you know, the coal to take and fire to light. But you didn't dare leave it on because the bars of the electric used to run the meter around, didn't they? And, you know, our first meter used to put, I think it was pennies in it. And then they changed it to putting shilling in it, I think it was 5p shilling. And yeah, they used to tuck you in it. My mother was a nurse, so you can imagine what I got. I got hospital corners, you know. You were like in bed like that and you didn't even move because she tucked you all in. Yeah. No, our TV didn't have one, but my friends did. Oh, there was no moving. You had to go to sleep because you were swaddled, weren't you? In your big fleecy pajamas and your big fleecy nighties. Oh, what on earth is this junk? Yeah, my mum, they used to have to wash themselves in a cold water pump outside in the farmyard. That's how they got even wash their hair in freezing cold water in the pump. Oh. No, we didn't have a fridge. No, nobody had a fridge. We had a meat safe, yeah. Yeah, it was, they sort of rented them out to you. And if you had money, you could watch the TV. And if you didn't, you couldn't watch it. And then every now and again, they would come and empty the meter and you'd get some of it back again because they always like overcharged you, if you know what I mean, for your TV. But it was, my friend had one and, you know, it would sort of run out in the middle of a program and they're all running around trying to find some money to put in the TV. Yeah. Yeah, I don't wear thermals anymore now. I used to have thermals because sometimes in the shop it was cold. Because one of the shops we had was huge and it used to take a heck of a lot of heating. We had Calagas fire. Yeah, I've still got a Calagas fire. It's in the garage. It's there for emergencies if you know, the heating goes out on me. You know, say there was a power failure or something. I've got this Calagas heater. Before I had my windows changed, it used to be so cold because the windows let wind in and everything. And I was always afraid of having the heating on all the time, about the bills. So I got this Cala gas heater, and I used to put that on in the daytime, just in one room, and shut the doors. And I haven't got a full gas bottle now. It's probably half empty by now. It's in the garage somewhere. I put it in the garage because I wasn't using it, but it's there for emergency use, yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're home. Well, you're almost home, Miguel. There's nothing worse than swollen feet. I get that a lot. Something to do with water retention and my blood pressure. You know, when you get old, you get all these horrible things happening to you. It's things that they don't tell you when you're young. They don't tell you when you get old. All these horrible things start happening to you, you know. Probably as well they don't, isn't it, really? It's another bit about learning to adapt, isn't it? We learn to adapt when we were kids, and then you have to learn to adapt when you get old. I kind of don't think of myself as being old. I think of myself as being sort of middle-aged, which is a bit stupid, really, because I'd have to live to be 140, wouldn't I? But and then, you know, your physicality things stop you doing things. Your brain wants to do them. You know, I get up in the morning, I'm full of ideas, I'm full of enthusiasm, and, you know, I'm like, oh, today I'm going to do this and do that. And then by the time I've had my breakfast, I've sort of like wound down like a coil spring. And it's like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. The trouble with me is that tomorrow never comes. And then it's warm outside, and I'm thinking that, oh, I want to go and sit outside because it might be raining tomorrow and I can't sit outside. And I'd kick myself if I'd missed a gorgeous day by hoovering or something like that. Yeah. Oh, I'm terrible in the morning, Tina. I need a pointy stick with a cattle prod that goes zip, zip in the morning. I still will not. I'm in denial that I'm getting old. I'm in denial. Yeah. My brain keeps telling me I'm young, but my body keeps saying, hold on a minute. No, you're not. Too many aches and pains. You're getting old, woman. But it's hard to accept it, I think. It's hard to accept you're not infallible, and, you know, you are getting slower and it's taking you longer to do everything. And yeah, I'm in complete and utter denial, you know. My head still thinks I'm about 40. Yeah, I know. I start hoovering away then. I'm happily, and I'm like, can't move, can't move. Oh, I have to give over. I only look at that bit. I don't look at the full length one. I'm terrible with the stairs. The banister is hanging off the wall, Nathan, because I dragged myself up with it. But I hate stairs. Thankfully, I have a downstairs loo. Too much information. Sorry about that. So once I'm down, I don't go up again unless I really, really have to. Because my knees hurt, my back hurts, and everything hurts when I try and go up the stairs, yeah. Yeah, you look in the mirror when you come out of the bath sometimes, well, I do anyway, I think, what the heck's that, oh dear. Or when I catch sight of myself on these, like, video cameras, and, you know, you're shuffling in and you think, oh, gosh, that's a little old lady there. Yeah, there's an old lady lives in my mirror. You know, because when I look at myself through my own eyes, I'm not like that woman in the mirror. I look at that and I think, who is that? I don't identify with that old fat lady in the mirror. Especially when you catch sight of yourself when you're just walking to and from the shower and you're thinking, oh my God, that is terrible. Breathe your belly in, for God's sake, breathe it in. And then you go, oh, Lady Jane's in there. Oh, gosh. I can't even, when I drop things, I have to move them to where I can actually reach them. Never mind scrubbing the floor on your hands and knees. I used to do that as well. I never thought my kitchen floor was clean unless I'd done it on my hands and knees. Got in all the corners and everything. Yeah, I don't look like my mother. I look like my dad. But sometimes when I catch a sight of myself, when I've got my hair all slicked back because it's wet or a towel on my head, and I look at myself and think, oh my God, I look like my mother. Yeah, Nathan, when it's cold and wet, my body says, is it time for the telegram from the Queen? Oh, poor you. Now, my mum was quite elderly when she had me, so we were never mistaken for sisters. She was up to 40, I think, around about 40ish when she had me. Oh, I dread falling down. I dread falling on the floor, Cynthia, because I have to shuffle around on my bottom, trying to do the bottom shuffle, trying to see if I can find something I can heave myself up again with. I fell over in the little tiny room where I keep some clothes in there. Fortunately, I was sorting out my sweaters at the time when I fell over, and I landed on this big pile of sweaters. But then I couldn't get up again, so I had to do row the boat like on my bottom like that, until I got to the stairs, and then I put my legs over and I managed to pull myself upright. Yeah, I would love to do my floors, hands and knees to get into the corners, Miguel, but I can't get down there anymore. I can't kneel on either of my knees. They told me I would never be able to kneel on my replacement knee. And, oh, you're in good company, Judy, then, if you're feeling like 102 today. Oh, gosh, I used to have my house, I used to start at the top and whizzing round and doing it all. And people used to say, my God, you're always at it. You're always busy, always cleaning. So you're cleaning the windows every week and stuff. And now if I clean the windows once a year, it's enough, yeah. Yeah, my mother used to say every age has its compensations, but she was still looking for the one for old age. I can't get on my knees, Nathan. My knee replacement, I can't kneel on it. And I was told I could never kneel on it ever. And I can't kneel on the other one because it wants replacing. So I can't, if I get down on the floor, I cannot get up again. I really cannot. Because I cannot go and turn around and get on my knees to pull myself up. I got my work ethic from my mother. My mother, it's no wonder she was riddled with arthritis. She was absolutely worn out. She was such a hard worker. Yeah, such a hard worker. Yeah, Tina, I swear that's how I got my bad back in the first place, was carting my son around on my hip. Because he throws your back out. Because he was a big kid, he wasn't little. And he wanted, to be slung round me in some way. Oh my goodness me, Cynthia. That's my biggest dread of all things, is having a stroke. Because what if I lost the use of my arm and I couldn't do my crochet? That would really, really finish me off, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you carried your kids like on your hip, didn't you, really? So it threw you back sideways, yeah. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? MS is a cruel disease. Yeah, yeah, we're a right load of moaners, aren't we, Jeannie? But you know, you've got to moan sometimes, haven't you? You know, it's. I mean, we're not really. We're kind of commiserating with each other, I think, rather than moaning. Moaning is when it's a monologue, isn't it? When there's just one person moaning, you know. And I think we're all having a bit of a moan tonight. Oh dear. I used to get really frustrated and upset with myself. Oh, yeah, you're right, it is Sunday. And now I've had to learn to accept it, yeah. I think the period of in your life when you first start feeling the way you do is the most sort of frustrating time because you feel like you should be doing it. You feel like you should be able to do it. And it's only when you get further along in life that you think, I know I can't do it. So there's no point in getting upset about it. No point in trying to kill yourself doing it. You just got to pace yourself. Um, money. Oh, it would be nice if we all had money. As I say, I have not won the lottery because nobody sent me an email saying I have. So sorry, people, you're not in my will. No. Oh, if you have to weed it, oh, you will be done in. No, my niece was supposed to be going to the cinema today with her mum. She was taking her to see Toy Story for all things. Yeah, my friends are very, very kind saying that my house is lived in. I think lived in is just a nice word for saying it's very messy. Yeah. I'm not a movie person. I can't sit still. I get fidgety legs. I get fidgety everything. Oh, I just want to get up and wander around. I just get real fidget legs. So I tend to wait until they're on the TV, even though they might be a few years old before I see them. I think I'm the only person in the world who's never seen Jaws. Everybody's seen Jaws, but I haven't. And I've never watched Game of Thrones. There's lots of things I've never done. I'm bad at watching anything on the TV that's in about 15 parts to it, you know, and you have to watch it every week to find out what's going on. I'm just bad at that. Yeah, I have days like that, Jane, when I feel like just bursting into tears. But then again, it kind of doesn't. Might make you feel better for a minute or two, like, you know, you're just having a good weep. Because it's frustration, I think it is sometimes. You really want to do something because you're so fed up of looking at this job that you've not done. That I mean, my job I haven't done this week is I've got 2 baskets now full of clean laundry that I haven't put away. So I'll have to put them away because all my clean underwear is now in these baskets. So I was like scrabbling about like, where's my underwear? Where's my underwear? And it's all in the baskets. It's all clean. So I might just sort through and see if I can find my underwear out there and put that in the drawers. Yeah. I'm getting sleepy now, Deborah. I could just go to sleep right now. I have to take my makeup off first, though. Downton Abbey is another thing I've never watched. Strange, isn't it, though? I missed the first lots of it, so I think you can't keep up on the second lots if you haven't watched the first lots. So I kind of never. I've got some DVDs of things. I think I've got Downton Abbey actually on a DVD that I got not this Christmas, the Christmas before, and I've never watched it. Well, at the moment, we've got all this election thing going on, so it's just not good telly. Every time you turn it on, it's somebody that's, digging dirt on somebody. I don't like politics because, it's always, I'm not, I just kind of won't get involved in that. Good night, Anna. I don't never comment on politics because, to be quite honest, I'm not that interested. I know I should be, but I'm not. Yeah, I've watched a few Foyle's War, yeah, but not all of them. Oh, Call the Midwife, I love that, yeah. Don't know when the next series is starts. I think they're filming it at the minute. They always do a Christmas one, don't they? So I don't know when this new one was coming out. I stopped buying newspapers a long time ago. No, I don't like watching the news, really. I'll turn on the news sometimes if I think there's been an accident somewhere or other, than just to see if everybody's okay. Oh, Rosemary and Thyme, you're thinking of. They're still on the TV, repeats of them anyway. Rosemary Boxer and Laura Thyme, yeah. Yeah, there's repeats on at the minute. There was, anyway. I watched one the other week. I've watched them all about twice, though. Oh. Yeah. I like watching The Republic of Doyle. I don't know whether you know it. It's a Canadian. It's ages old now. Yeah, I'm very tired. I'm actually getting really, really tired now. So I'm not going to be staying on that much longer because I've got to get up for Gigi in the morning. Okie dokie, Victoria. You don't like which show? Oh, Press and Mother, Father, Son. I haven't seen that. Don't know what that one is. Obviously, we don't have that here. Yeah, I do watch quite a few. Well, the trouble with my computer is a lot of the news I get fed is like American news, which, I'm like, well, where's the British news, Oh, the Canadian one, yeah, with, oh, you mean Murdoch Mysteries? I don't like that one. I do, I quite like that one. I like Republic of Doyle, yeah. I think they're the only two Canadian ones I used to watch. Oh, what was that other one with the Mountie? What was he? Was it was Canadian or what he was? He used to have that dog, didn't he? Can't think what it was called now. Due South, that was what it was called. I used to watch that as well. Yeah, Longmire was good, wasn't it? Yeah, the dog. Yeah, there's quite a few I used to like. There's quite a few Australian ones I like. I don't like the new version of, oh God, what was she called? That one, the detective in Australia. Miss something or other. Yeah, I've still pay for my TV license anyway. I wouldn't have got it free until I was 75, but they scrapped it now, so I'll still be paying, I guess. Just trying to think what that Australian couple thing was with the woman. Um, there's a new one now with supposedly a niece in it, and it's rubbish, that one. That's the one, Miss Fisher's Murders. I like the first lot with her in it, but I don't like the second one with her alleged niece. It's just not the same. Not the same. Yeah, I like Dr. Blake as well. That's an Australian one. Yeah, it was a troll. Got rid of him now. He's gone now. The Crochet Mistress, Betty, not Herowald, something like that. Betty somebody or other. I've read them all now. They've got a new one out, but it's going to be £20. So I thought, no, I'll wait while it drops down in price. I think I've got to. I mean, I was lucky. I retired at 60. I was one of the last ones that did. If I decided not to retire when I was 60, I decided to retire at 61, I wouldn't have been able to retire until I was 65 at the time. So I'm glad I retired when I did. Yeah, everybody's going to be working till they absolutely drop in the... That's the idea, isn't it? Get you to drop dead at work and then... I have nodded off, yes. So I am going to go to bed now because I did nod off. That's what I do. I just go. I've got sleep apnea, so there's nothing wrong with me. I just go. So I don't know how long I was out, but I'm going to bed now because I just woke up and thought, what am I? What am I doing here? Yeah, good night, everybody. Before I nod off again, I'll see you all next week. Bye now.